Hey guys, welcome back to Intelligence Visualized. Today I'm going to be doing a book review on The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens by Sean Covey, and I will be teaching all of you how to implement these 7 habits into your daily life. First up, what to expect. 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens by Sean Covey has 7 habits that teens can use to be more successful in everyday life. The book dealt with 3 private habits, 3 public habits, and then a renewal habit. It also talks about your personal bank account, which is basically your self-confidence. And the first habit, which you have to do before doing any of the other ones, is to be proactive. The first habit is to be proactive. When stuff goes wrong, it's really easy to blame everything on other people, but you can't grow that way. You have to find what stops you from doing it right and take the blame for your own mistakes. If you can't take the blame for your own mistakes, you cannot do anything else. So this is a very basic habit. And the second habit is to begin with the end in mind, which is Private Victory 2, Habit 2. The second habit is to begin with the end in mind. A lot of the time, we just do whatever our mind tells us to do. But the mind thinks very randomly, and you need to use your mind, not let your mind use you. This is why you should always have goals before starting to do something. If you have the end in mind, you are way more likely to actually stick with whatever you want to do. The third and final private habit, which you need to master before interacting with other people, is to put the first things first. The third habit, and the final one in the private victory sector, is to put the first things first. This basically means that you should focus on the things that matter the most in your life and make the biggest positive impact. Most of these things will be a lot harder than the small things which you can do with basically no effort, and you will feel lazy and not want to do them. But you need to focus and get them over with, since they're the ones that are actually going to make your life better. Now that we finished talking about the private victories, we're going to start talking about the 3 public victories. So now that you know the private victories, the book then talks about the public victories. These are victories that help your relationship with others, such as your family, your close friends, and other people as well. The relationship bank account is how good your relationships with other people are. You have a relationship bank account with everyone you meet, basically. So the first public victory habit is think win-win. This is, in my opinion, my favorite habit and the most important and easy habit to get out of the book. I wrote a lot on this. It actually takes up 2 pages. So the 4 main types of thinking are win-win, lose-win, win-lose, and lose-lose. I'll explain them from the bottom up. The worst mindset to have is lose-lose. This is basically, if I can't win, then no one can. Instead of wanting other people to win, you make them lose just because you lost. This is the most dangerous mindset out of all 4 of them. You should never be anywhere near this. Next up, we have win-lose. Win-lose is basically, I want to win, so you have to lose. Life can feel like this a lot, but the most dangerous thing about win-lose is that when the person who wants to win at all costs can't, then they can easily become lose-lose and try to make everyone around them lose as well. The third mindset is lose-win. This gives a false sense of security. Many shy people and introverts will probably fall into lose-win. Lose-win is when you let other people command your life, such as your parents and friends. This can seem better than win-lose, but if anything, it's actually harder on the shy person since they're the ones losing. But luckily, going from lose-win to win-win is pretty easy. Win-win is an all-you-can-eat buffet. You want everyone around you to succeed. You are happy for everyone instead of being jealous, but you are still trying to be your own person and not someone else's puppet. In my opinion, I'm an extrovert and I talk a lot, so sometimes I feel win-lose because I'm really competitive. But now I want to make sure that I'm happy for other people as well, so instead of being win-lose, I will try my best to be win-win. And for introverts, it's going to be mostly lose-win to win-win. The second public victory and the 5th habit is first seek to understand, then to be understood. Even though it has by far the longest name, it's actually a very basic habit. This habit says that you should try to understand what other people are feeling and gives ways that you can communicate efficiently. There are a lot of them, but most of the time, you just need to focus on what the speaker actually wants you to say rather than what is right. And after you understand other people, make sure they understand you. Otherwise, it will be lose-win instead of win-win. If you try to be understood first, then you're mostly playing win-lose. So If you understand, then be understood, then you'll be in a win-win mindset. The third and final public victory and habit 6 of the book is to synergize. Sixth habit of the book talked about the ability to synergize. Synergizing is an extremely good connection. Revenge is 1 minus 1. Oh wait, I accidentally put plus, but it's 1 minus 1 equals 0. Compromise is 1 plus 1 equals 1.5, since both sides are giving something up to come to an agreement, even though neither of them actually want to make that agreement very well. Connection is 1 plus 2, where two teams connect to just make something. But synergy, on the other hand, can make 1 plus 1 equal 3. With the chemical reaction and the bond, it can make what's supposed to be 2 into a lot more. You should always try to synergize with other people and understand the world in their shoes. If you learn how to do this, all of your relationship bank account balances will skyrocket. And finally, after you practice all 6 of the habits that I stated earlier, make sure to sharpen the saw. Now that you've learned about both private and public victories, you need to learn the renewal habit, which is the most important out of all 7 habits in the book. Without the renewal habit, all the other 6 go to waste. It is called sharpen the saw. There are 4 main components to this habit: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. They are in order from which most people think about them. But to be a complete person, you need to master all 4 of these habits. The first component is the physical body. You need to have a fresh and functioning body. The second component is that you need to have a sharp mind. The third component is that you need a pure heart. And the fourth and final component, which is the rarest, hardest in today's jam-packed world, is spiritual and mindful awareness. These are the 7 habits of highly effective teens. Make sure to try to implement all 7 of these into your life. And thank you for listening. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.